Brad, you were obviously down 15 going into the fourth quarter. Rondo's out. What's it say about the team? You didn't win, but you fought back.
Well, Sully got hot, and I thought even though we were really undersized in a lot of ways, we played pretty well in that time. And I didn't go back with Jeff. You probably can see Jeff had a stiff neck, and I thought he looked really uncomfortable out there. Otherwise, I would have gone back with him, but it made us even smaller. And he's been, yesterday you could hardly move it. Today he didn't look much better. Hopefully by the time we play again Friday, he feels better. But I thought our guys battled. I thought they went after balls. Biggest shot of the night, after, sometimes it comes down to who makes those shots, right? And the biggest shot of the night is Lowry's, as he's being defended about as well as you can defend somebody, falling down and drilling a three to make it 6 when we were right there with a chance and really playing good defense.
And Brian, just elaborate a little bit more on just your defense down the stretch, because it really did seem as though they made a lot of really tough contested shots against you guys.
No, they really did. And they had 55 at halftime, so they only had 44 in the second half. And I'd venture to say that they scored 14 of those on really, really difficult shots. And that's what good players do, especially DeRozan and Lowry. Lowry coming out of the gate, start of the second half, hitting those 2 threes was a big momentum switch, change. That's the problem when you go down 9 at halftime. It can go either way quickly. And so I did not think we were great through the first 2.5 quarters. I thought we were great defensively in the last quarter and a half with a few exceptions. And then it wasn't like we weren't pursuing balls. We were in there. We were just not the highest hand to get them.
And just with Jeff not playing as much as he normally does, you went with Chris Johnson a little bit more. Just talk about how he responded to that opportunity.
Well, I kind of told myself after watching the first half I was going to give Jeff another try, see if he felt any better. But he looked miserable, to be honest. And we've all been. If you played and you've ever played with a neck that you can't turn one way, it's not enjoyable. But I thought Chris was ready and played great. Had a great couple of looks late, but also played with great energy late. Came up with loose balls. Came up with almost an and one, but made one of the 2 free throws. But listen, Chris makes us better. There's no question about it. He's a really solid basketball player. But at the same time, they're playing with really solid basketball players too.
Brad, would you guys run anything specific for Sully in the fourth?
Those were actions with options. Maybe one of them was specific to Sully shooting the 3 in the corner nearest their bench. But the other 2 were the same action with options. And they just, once he hit one, Rondo chose him again, which was a good play. And then the third one that he hit was an action.
Has he kind of shown you in some of these big games that maybe he can get like that, get on a roll?
I still think, and maybe this is why I'm not as much of an analytics guy as everybody portrays me to be. I still believe in him shooting, So I've seen him shoot. I believe in his form. I believe in how much he shoots, and doesn't mean that he shouldn't, when he's not making them, shouldn't find other options and alternatives. But 4 for 6 gave us a chance to win tonight, and it's not easy to score inside against Valanciunas and Johnson with their length. So it makes sense to stretch them. And they ended up not playing Valanciunas much late as a result of that, I'm sure.
Coach, we were told from the impression we got, it sounds like Rajon got busted up pretty good on that play. Did you think when you heard that he was going back for stitches that he was done for the night? And maybe what does that say about him a little bit as a captain when he came back in a game where you guys were down pretty good and got you back in the game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think it obviously says a lot. He wants to play, and not only, I think the most important part about it, Scott, is he came back in and guarded DeRozan. Like he went after it, and I thought he did a pretty good job on him. And I'm going through my mind, all the plays that we had that we could have taken advantage of that game. And he was in the center of a lot of them that made nice passes on the break and made nice a hook pass to Chris for the three. You know, he played a great fourth quarter. I thought when he walked off, I thought maybe he broke his nose. I didn't know exactly where it was, but I guess he got stitches probably right in here.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, folks.